Good day. Welcome to another handy dandy video. In this video we'll take a look at how to set up a wireless router and how to secure it. Follow me. In this case we'll use a Cisco Linksys E1000 router, an Ethernet cable, and a laptop computer. First, what you want to do is power up the router. Just plug in the power cable. Then you wait about a couple of minutes until it starts up completely, and that will be most likely the last step if this was a brand new router purchased from the store. If however this is a second-hand purchase, what you want to do, most likely you'll need an additional step, and that is to press that red button with a pen, if you like my sword pen, and hold it down until you keep holding that button pressed until, just wait for it until that happens. Then you can let go, and what that does to the router is it resets it to its factory default settings. Once the router is completely booted up, connect the Ethernet cable to the back of the router. In one of the ports, the blue labeled ports, they're numbers 1 through 4, do not connect the cable to the yellow port, which is also labeled as internet port. That port is dedicated for your line that your internet provider would connect to. And the other end of your Ethernet cable connected to the port on your laptop computer. An optional step, you can leave your sword pen next to your laptop and router as you're working away. Next, we press the window button on the keyboard, located next to the Alt button. A startup menu will come up, and what you want to type in is CMD. Command prompt is a program. Right click, run as administrator, and then the window will pop up. Then you type in ipconfig, and that will give you the IP address, or the default gateway, in other words, which you need to connect to. Next, you open up internet browser. In this case I'm using Firefox, and then you type it in or copy and paste the default gateway IP. You hit enter and you'll get a prompt for username and password. The default username and password are admin for this Cisco Linksys E1000 model. Then you'll be, after you hit enter, you're taken to the default page. You hit the wireless option, the wireless tab. You'll be taken to the wireless page, and ensure to use a manual setting configuration view. Network mode, we can leave it as mixed. There are other wireless technologies to choose from, but for this case we'll just use mixed. The network name, which is also called SSID or access point, you can type in whatever you like. In my case I used HandyDandyRight. Channel width, you can leave it at 20 megahertz only, and the channel, by default, factory default is usually set to auto, but if you're having issues with the wireless signal, it disconnects or it's weak, you can try using 1, 6, or 11. For my case I chose channel 11. You save the settings, and then ensure it's SSID broadcast enabled. Then continue. Once you're done with the basic wireless settings, click on the wireless security subsection. Then you need to set the security mode and the passphrase. The security mode, I recommend using it as WPA2/WPA mixed mode, or you could use the WPA2 personal. I wouldn't recommend using the other options just because they're not as secure as these. There's a deep theory behind it why, which is what I'm not going to get into. For this case we'll use the mixed mode setting. The passphrase, you notice how its default password is a passphrase, which is very insecure. and we would like to set a bit of a tougher password, and I recommend writing it down first and then just type it out, and that way you'll have a record of it in case you forget it. So dandy or dand exclamation mark h at and one right capital T. So just making it a little more complex. Save the settings, of course. You could use the wireless Mac filter option if you wanted to, which is getting a little more advanced, or even the advanced wireless settings, but I wouldn't recommend going that deep into it because it's just way too complex. The Mac filtering really limits, you're basically manually controlling which devices can connect to your network, and the advanced wireless settings, that's just a little too technical even for me. So I wouldn't even touch that page. Basic wireless settings and wireless security are the pages you need to adjust if you're worried about your wireless security. At this point, I would unplug the Ethernet cable from the laptop, and we can type in ipconfig in the command prompt, and we'll notice we no longer get any IP address anymore because we're not talking to the router. The router is the one that provides them to us. Now we want to connect via wireless like we were setting it up. The HandyDandyRight SSID. Hit connect. We enter the passphrase we set up. In theory, we should connect whatever the password was. Kind of forgot. Let's see. Now waiting. Almost there. We can also refresh it if it's taking a little longer. We can click on the side and just click on the wireless button again, and it'll probably say, yeah, not internet, but it's secured. That means it's connected. And we can test it. We type in ipconfig again, and we can see the IP address, and we can see the default gateway that it was provided to us from, and we can test it, ping the default gateway, make sure we're talking. 192.168.1.145 is the IP address for the laptop, which can reach the .1 default gateway IP. And that's how you set it up. Thank you for watching.